Okay, now we are streaming. Ooh, that's bright.
What's
Hi, Josh.
bright? Hey.
This light, there's like this. Oh, fuck.
Ah! Ladies and gentlemen, you and I are witnessing Tress's house burn down.
No. Okay. All right. I'm almost ready.
Okay. Yep.
What is this weird thing going? Okay.
I think that's your hair.
Ew, that's disgusting. A dead keratin. Ugh. Hi, should we clap it in or something?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
What's up, everybody? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here today to talk about Man in the High Castle, Season 2, Episode 6. It's called Kintsugi. This is your one and only warning. We are about to spoil it by discussing the whole episode. So if you haven't seen it already, go watch it. Come back. Now you're back. Welcome back.
Oh, that was musical. Beautiful. I'm just going to turn everything on and everything's going to make noise and it's going to be annoying for everyone. So enjoy. Hey, Josh, what do you think of this episode?
Dude, I was totally into it. I was like enthralled. I was emotional. I was like, I ran the gamut.
The gamut.
The entire gamut. I felt emotions. Is that normal?
What? I don't know. I don't know what that means.
What'd you think?
That was great. It was it was crazy. It was wild. We had a great drug scene. I love a drug scene. We had
a shopping scene. I love a shopping scene.
I love a shopping scene. We got a lady getting her period scene. Love it.
Oh, what a failure Lucy Collins is to the Reich.
I know, what a loser.
She can't even get pregnant.
How do you even call yourself a woman? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So we totally journey into the Tagomi verse.
Yeah, is he ever going back to the other place?
Great question. And what the fuck was the Tagomi in that world that we haven't met? What is that dude like? And where the fuck is he?
That's a great question as well, Josh. Like, did he have like some crazy PTSD and he just went down some sort of, I don't know, downward spiral and is like a crazy, not cool guy? Is that why everyone seems to be pissed off at him? I don't know.
It seems like something like that. I mean, at one point, okay, so like the beginning of this episode, Tagomi has like flashes of both worlds and he wakes up in what seems like our world, the world with like JFK and the Allies have won.
The cool world.
Cool world. Yeah. Welcome to cool world, man. Yeah, he wakes up in the world where Juliana Crane is his daughter-in-law and he has a grandchild. Like, that's got to be a fucking emotional moment. Like,
right? Not only it's your family
the other day,
alive,
my wife was dead, my son was dead,
and now
I'm in this different world that I don't really understand.
Yeah, and no one really understands who I actually am right here. They think I'm somebody else that looks just like me, basically.
So, like, in his normal timeline, in which Japan and Germany won World War II, he's a man who had to deal with all this loss and carry that grief around with him, and it influenced the person he has become. And so he pops into our cool world and everyone expects him to be this dick that they know, or like failure, or like, I'm not really sure what his issues are, but like nobody wants him around except for Juliana, who's genuinely happy to see him. She fucking kisses him when she says good morning, and that like shocks him.
Yeah.
he's
But
got to
that's
play it
respectful.
cool because like he knows he's like he's not supposed to be here, but he's the
Yeah.
only one who knows.
Yeah. How do you explain that to someone? You can't.
Right.
I love Juliana as his daughter-in-law. It's adorable and I love it.
Right. It's great. So like,
Mhm.
okay, his son Nori has grown up American. He was born in Japan, but they live in Berkeley, I guess.
That's what
He
it
goes to
appeared.
Berkeley. He's like either a student there or was a student there. They've got a ban the bomb
You
group
can
that's
tell
meeting in their
because
living room
you can tell he went to Berkeley because he wears that sweatshirt.
because he wears it. He's just come back from brunch.
Yeah. Man, he's like, I'm not Japanese. I'm an American. And the amount of audacity that took from him to tell his dad, who is a Japanese man living in America, like he's like, yeah, that's just how it is. And Tagomi's like, I can't believe you would ever fucking utter those words. That's disgusting.
Well, that might be like a real that like that moment between
Mhm.
him and his son that could explain what the Tagomi in the cool timeline went through for like decades,
Oh, I'm sure.
right? Like, first, you've got to deal with having served in a war where you lost.
Right.
And then you've moved your family to the place that beat you. So, you know, the Takomi we know lives in a world where like San Francisco is under Japanese rule. But now he's in a world where Japan surrendered. Like there is no more empire. Like the emperor is like renounced his godlike status and he's got to make his way in this world. And like his wife, his living wife, has done what she can to like Americanize, but like she's still who she is. Like she's
Right.
too conscious of her social norms to like force him to sign the divorce papers.
Right.
But his adult son is like, Dad, nobody wants you around. Sign the divorce papers and kick rocks.
Kindly kick rocks, sir. I can't fucking imagine. Like, you served in a war, you lost. Let's go live in that country that we just lost to. I can't imagine what cool timeline Tagomi went through as a guy that fought against this country and then moving here. And then his family is just like, cool, we're this country now. That's wild. All right.
I mean, I think it happens all the time. And
I'm
it
sure
also
it
happens in
does.
the reverse all the time where people go to a country that's lost a war because the infrastructure is fucked up and there are like, you know, there are opportunities in that chaos for people to rebuild their lives, to remake themselves.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that happens all the time. I just can't fathom it. I can't imagine it not being like a constant reminder of not even failure, just trauma. Ooh, no, thank you.
Yeah, I've lived a pretty lucky life, gotta say, in most regards.
Same, I'm pretty dope. So Juliana and George Dixon are hanging out.
Yeah, I'm
Huh?
like not too into this dude.
Mm,
He like okay, so his whole thing is if you want the resistance to like believe in you in any way, shape, or form, you're gonna have to do shit for us. Wait, are you
he,
speaking?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's like, he's not her stepdad, but basically there is a relationship in there that he's just like, meh, fuck it. You need to do all this shit for me because we're helping you out and whatever, you owe us. And that's some bullshit. I get it. Everything sucks. Everything's terrible. Nazis, Japanese, everything is terrible. But Jesus Christ, you're putting a lot on this girl's shoulder, and she was your daughter's sister. Chill the fuck out, dude. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah, he kind of sucks as far as I'm concerned. Like he was, I don't know if it's fair to call him an absentee father considering the circumstances,
Mm,
you
true, but
know.
mm,
Well, whatever. Like they seem to want to treat her as they seemed like he as the sort of face of the resistance to her is like,
mhm.
listen, everyone else on my team wants to kill you because you gave that film to Joe Blake and let him live.
Look,
So
bitch, everybody hates you.
yeah, if you're
What?
not a Nazi, you're gonna have to fucking prove it.
And guess what? Helen Smith is like the queen of the social circle. So just got to get close to her and you got it made.
Right. Apparently, she's already very well placed to do whatever it is that they need her to do.
Well, Joe Blake. Let's just go through each character's story instead of going back and forth.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine.
then, okay. So he's like, go socialize, go get in deep, go be friendly. And she's like, they're nice though. I don't know if I can do this. And he's like, tough shit, go do it. So she goes to the Smiths. I just realized I'm explaining everything. But her bringing the flowers,
Mhm.
uh,
Okay, so she shows up at the Smith household
mhm.
while Helen is entertaining like a group of other like neighborhood women. It's like the Nazi quilting bee or
uh,
social circle or
they're
whatever.
playing bridge. Thank you.
They're playing bridge in quotes, but like they're really just getting wasted in the middle of the day.
Listen, Judgy McJudgy. Uh, they were
And what I
drinking
mean by that is
coffee.
they're totally cool. Maybe they've got the cool timeline.
Thank you. Yeah, I see how, yeah, you're like, look at these cool Nazi ladies. I get it. You really think they're awesome.
Pumping out babies. Don't feed them after midnight. They're like gremlins.
The babies or the moms or both. But
I meant the mom. I meant women of the Reich. It's like, throw water on them. It's like you got another little cheeseburger.
I like that. That's a good name for little Nazi children. Little cheeseburgers.
So like she goes there and Helen's not
She's
super
like, why?
psyched.
No, she's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing? I don't
She's
need
like,
you
oh,
here.
you came all the way over here. You could have just called who like you're basically a stranger to me. And Juliana masterfully like manipulates her into getting an invitation inside. And
Oh,
then she's introduced to this crew of women and she totally manipulates them by playing on both their sympathies and their vanities.
man, what the fuck, dude? Oh, you're playing bridge? I always wanted to play bridge. That's
Maybe you
so
could give me a
weird.
lesson sometime.
I mean, I'm sure you don't have time now, but maybe we could. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, you got coffee on me because I accidentally put my coffee cup right next to your elbow. I can't. I mean, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe you should buy me something. It's fine. It's fine, ladies. I'm not manipulative.
Yeah,
It looks transparent as fuck.
so like while she's chilling there,
Uh-huh.
Helen is dissociating because one of the bitches at the table is talking about how her nanny, it turns out, was genetically a Semite. And so she, of course, informed on her. Like, what would you do? Like
What else can you
Semites,
do?
Semites, and what did they? How did they refer to the
Congenital
disabled?
congenital disorder or congenital disease. Like,
Defective people,
yeah, something like that.
like that. I
Yeah.
forget the term that they used, but
Something
it was like,
awesome like that.
you absolutely must inform. There's no other choice. So Helen totally like fucking 1,000-yard stare at that point.
Yeah.
So she's not totally tuned into Juliana hooking Lucy Collins in with the coffee cup. Lucy takes her shopping.
They
A
get
bunch of women wear dresses and model them for like, I've seen that in like wedding shops.
oh, this is like
Is
a
that like
trope. This is like a trope they did in, I don't know, like older sitcoms where, or even
Mm,
movies, when women went to go shopping for clothes, they'd have models in like
right? But
fancy
like in
places.
real life, have you ever experienced that?
Oh no, I think they stopped doing that if they ever did it. I think they probably did it at some point.
It's like you
Or
people put them on. Like, I don't want to
yeah,
get in and out of clothes all day.
well, there's the cost of the models. You got to hire those bitches to like put clothes on all day, and then like it's just not cost effective, Josh. But
Right.
also, I would never be able to shop at a store like that, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
All you have to do is marry a propaganda minister for the Reich.
Okay, hold on, I'm taking notes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So Lucy Collins is married to Henry, who's an
Henry.
important guy,
Mhm,
apparently,
mhm.
because he tells them what to say on both the entertainment and the news.
And the
We're
news.
getting a little
Got it.
glimpse into what life in the Reich is like.
Yeah, it's almost normal.
It is almost normal.
Except if you can't make babies, you are as good as dead because you're pointless. This, okay, she got clothes, whatever, it's fine. They're
Yeah, she got
leaving.
kind of a cool looking outfit.
Yeah, of course she did. It's like 1962 or whatever.
Uh-huh.
The scene when they're leaving is, I'm sure you can relate. You're just walking around and then you're just like, "Ooh!" And you're like, oh God, I need to, I hated it. And I was like,
The
first,
fact
like,
that
what's,
the fact that Lucy Collins got her period and
yeah.
was
And just like,
heartbroken.
no, that's fine. I don't care if she's heartbroken. I just hate that I knew exactly that thought of, oh, fuck, I need to get to the bathroom right now. Gross.
All right, so just a quick explanation to any of our viewers that don't know about this.
I am a woman.
Some people get their period like regularly.
What? Disgusting.
It's all about ovulation.
Slothing. Slothing. Anyway, so she's crying in the bathroom because she can't make babies.
Right. And apparently there's some test that she could take, but is too afraid to because it would mean the end of her husband's career.
Oh.
Did you like that was almost flew by as like just a detail?
No, I heard the testing. I didn't even realize it would end his career. I thought she was just afraid he was going to lose her or something, or him. But
I mean, it just seems like there's so much at stake for these people. Like,
of course, you have to be fucking perfect. And nobody is the problem.
yeah, I mean, remember, all women in the Reich are supposed to be Mogwai. And if it doesn't work that way, then there's obviously a problem.
Right. If they can't produce after getting wet.
Whoa.
If you know what I'm
Whoa.
saying.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
come on. You knew
Whoa.
exactly what I was going to say. So she's like, hey, lady, I just met Juliana. Don't tell anybody, okay? And Juliana's like, you got it. You just met this woman today. And this is
Yeah,
something
but
that
they're
could,
also like, I don't know.
this
I
could
mean,
potentially
isn't there
kill
sort of
you.
like, isn't this a nice bonding shopping trip?
I
So
mean,
I don't fully understand Lucy's character because on the one hand, it seems like, oh, she's like taken in this woman as other people have, like as the Smiths have.
Hmm.
She's just doing her a kindness because it's like this woman is basically a refugee. And what can I do to help make her life a little bit better? Except at the same time, there's that like bitch Viper moment where she's like, oh, isn't that your plan to cozy up to the Smiths and get them to marry you to some like important eligible bachelor?
And then she's like, JK, JK, ha 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 ha. No, she's very confusing. I don't like her character at all. I don't know if it's written poorly or if it's acted well, but I don't like that character because she is.
I think it's I think it's acted well, and I think it might be written well also, because like people are confusing.
Hey, that's true. Thank you, Josh.
All right, cool.
What else happened with Juliana? Anything?
Juliana. Well, sort
Yeah,
of.
we'll get to that.
Oh. Mm.
You want to get to it now?
Yeah, let's jump to Joe Blake.
Yeah, Joe Blake, man, he is living the life in Germany.
Right? Joe Blake has quite a day. He wakes up, first of all, Sylvia, the fucking maid, has made every dish in the world, literally everything she knows how to make, so that he can try them all and tell her what his particular favorites are.
Yeah. She's like, you don't have to eat all of it.
Did
But
this
maybe,
bitch sleep last night? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
she's a professional. She can do that shit in her sleep. Literally. But
How
he's
many
got,
people work at this house? Probably a lot.
yeah, probably
He might just
doesn't.
like order around the kitchen maids or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, she probably doesn't even cook. She just says, cook this. Cook
Cook this. That's what Nazi says to his gremlin wife. Cook this. And then bloop, out comes a little cheeseburger.
Because she got wet. So then Joe Blake's like, so what's going on today? And Sylvia's like, your dad's waiting for you. He's gonna take you all over town, all over town. And Joe Blake's like, cool, cool, cool. I'll be right back. And what's her name comes up?
Nicole.
Nicole.
That striking Aryan lady.
That she is. They whatever.
All right, so I have some questions about her and this whole crew that she runs with.
Bruh. Okay, first up, he's like, they're going for a hike, which disgusting. I hate hikes. And he's like, hey, I have to tell you something. Oh, I'm Lebensborn. Is that how you say it? I don't know. He's like, I'm Lebensborn.
Well, wait, before they even do that, he almost like completely alienates her. He's like, hey, did you talk to me? Was that like set up by my father? Like, did my father tell you to talk to me? And she's like, yeah, but whatever.
Is that just what you do? You're some kind of whore for talking?
And she's like, listen, dude, go fuck yourself. And he's like, ah,
That's fair. That's fair. Let's do this over again. Hi. So sure.
Right. So she gives him a second chance. They start over, which is generous of her at this point because fuck that dude.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't ask for any of this.
But he's got a pretty influential dad. So of course she's going to give him another chance. Who cares?
Oh, by the way, side note.
Mm-hmm.
He like just learned this morning that his dad had another family.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, he was looking at a photo.
They're not the first family. They're the second family. He is the first family.
Oh, okay.
Because like he was part of this Lebensborn program first. His mom was like, peace, I'm out of here. Took the kid and ran. Right. But I mean, you know, like so anyway, Reichsminister Heusmann later married this other woman and had children. And here's what here's another confusing factor
It's
for
so nice
me.
he has siblings now, and he's
No,
got
they're
like a
dead.
step.
They're
Oh,
dead. So the
oh.
so the wife and those kids are dead because they got killed in what Sylvia refers to as an Allied bombing raid in Hanover. Would she mean British, American, Soviet? That ally? Because we talk about our own allies as the allies. We don't
Right,
talk about our enemies as the allies. But I
right.
think that that's what she meant.
That's what I assumed she meant, but
Right, because otherwise, like, but it takes me out of it for a second because like she
mhm,
wouldn't refer to that. She should have referred to it as a bombing raid by,
yeah.
whatever,
No, I thought that
the
was weird
Soviets or
too.
by whomever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe she was talking about Soviets
Friendly
too.
fire.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whoops.
My bad.
Oh, we nuke some cheeseburgers.
Yeah, it sounds like you put some White Castles in the microwave. So, okay, so they're I already forgot her name.
Yeah, her name's Nicole.
Okay, yeah. And he's like, "Look, I just found out I'm Lebensborn." And she's like,
He's like, I found out I'm a bastard. She's like, you proved that this morning.
she's like, "Bro, same.
Welcome to
Let's
the
go
club,
party."
loser.
And then they go to the fucking wildest party. Uh I don't want to go to that party ever.
Yeah, it's like um it's the Nazi rebel youth Weimar slash LSD generation sex
What?
club.
Okay, yeah, gross. Ugh.
Also, there's just like they show up and there's like dudes with no shirts on, and I'm like, are these guys like bikers?
Right.
What's the story here?
They're listening to jazz, which I did not expect Nazis to do. A lady walks by the car in like just underwear. What the fuck is going on? And then they go in and like half the people are half naked. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to go to that party. I don't care if you're all hot. I don't care.
This
No.
doesn't ring true to me as what would be happening in Germany because no one is shitting on anyone.
Yeah, exactly. I want to talk about this LSD because that's some bullshit LSD.
Oh, you think?
I mean, that's
Talk to me. Talk to me. Expand my mind.
I mean, everyone is like, anytime there's anything that has anything to do with LSD, they're like, look, I hallucinated a completely whole different thing. And I don't know, maybe that happens if you take like 20 hits or something, but you're just going to see stuff weird. It's going to be the same thing. It's just going to look weird. I hate it. I hate it. But I also love it because I love a good tripping scene because who doesn't?
Well, I will
He
say this, free
Mhm.
your mind and your ass will follow.
Hold on, let me take notes here. Ass will follow. Thank
Oh,
you.
wait. Also,
Uh-huh.
when he was like, I'm Lebensborn, and she's like, me too. And then like they make out, he's like, wait a minute. Are you my sister?
Maybe.
Yeah. So again, this is a moment of unreality because Germans not having sibling sex and no one's shitting on each other. This doesn't make any
Seriously.
sense.
I mean, it is an alternate reality, so you can't expect it all to
All
be
right.
true.
Okay. All right. You got me back.
You just have to remember that every time you see something that doesn't
Right.
make
This is the
sense.
tangent reality where Germans are able to have sex without shitting on each other
I
or,
know, it doesn't
or
make any
themselves
sense.
or like,
I know, it makes no sense.
there's a roaring fire in the fireplace. There's a swing in the living room with like pretty Christmas lights on it. There
Yeah.
are like aspects to this scene where I'm like, I could find things to enjoy.
Oh, sure. I
I'm
don't
into
enjoy that.
lighting, it turns out. I'm into fires and Christmas lights.
That was definitely the best part of the party. You are correct.
So yeah, there are some other Lebensborn there. Some of them are Lebensborn, some of them aren't. But like
Also,
some of them are like talking about like not really being into the policies of the Reich.
right. That's what I was gonna say. Like, is that even allowed?
Right.
Are you afraid that you could get disappeared if you say shit like that? I
So
would be afraid.
here's my biggest issue with this whole story.
We get it. There's no shitting, Josh. Enough.
So Nicole and everyone else at that party, if we just assume that like even a quarter of them are Lebensborn,
Mm-hmm.
it has been made clear to us that the most important job in the Reich is mother.
Right.
And she said that like she's not going to take orders from her father about who to marry, like some old man or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But she's got to be just as old as Joe. And Joe is old enough to be with a lady who's got a 10-year-old kid. And even if he's a little bit younger than she is, like it strikes me as amazing that all of these highly like chosen one Germans, that they are also all unmarried and don't have kids. I guess nobody actually said that. Maybe they're all married and all have kids.
Well,
I didn't
mm,
actually consider that until just it came out of my mouth.
no, I mean, it really appears like none of them are married or have kids, but they apparently are in a gigantic polycule and want Joe to join, so it's fine. They're
No, no,
gonna.
no, 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 no.
Mhm.
So he hooks up with Nicole, but he's also tripping and thinks that he's talking to Juliana.
Uh-huh,
Like
uh-huh.
he's in and out of reality. Like he sees Juliana at the party, he follows Juliana. He's like, you saved my life. Does that matter? And she says, of course it matters. It it matters because wait, I actually wrote it down. Hold on a second. What did she say? He says, you saved my life. Please tell me it matters. And she says, of course it does. It means you have to make it matter. Once again, we get your decisions define who you are.
Oh,
Yeah, your actions, you are what you do. And so he's tripping and she tells him that. But at the same time, he's hooking up with Nicole and
yeah.
kind of seeing her in real life. And then he sees his own dead body.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, he's tripped. He's having a good slash bad trip.
So you can just say trip because it's both every time. I don't. Yeah.
It's a journey, right? So, like, is he going to have an important revelation about who he should be or not? Because it seems at the end of this episode, like he's getting dressed in the suit that was laid out at his father's house and putting on a Nazi armband. Or he doesn't put it on, but he's
Yeah.
looking at it.
He's considering it.
Look, if Juliana telling him it matters what you do, make it
Uh-huh.
matter,
Mm,
and he gets to the point where he's considering putting on the Nazi armband, it seems like he's going in a really bad direction.
yeah. Yeah. I I don't know.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, his dad's a Nazi. He's in Germany. He will not leave because I don't know. Nicole told him not. I don't know why he didn't leave. He is headed towards a bad place. I don't know. He needs to find a Mogwai of his own. Okay.
He's like, there's nothing but schnitzel in this town.
And I love it. All right. So the Smiths.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy goes to get the mail
What a
and
storyline in this episode.
oh my God, my favorite one of this episode. Tommy goes to get the mail because he's a obedient, good young man, and
Uh-huh.
he gets a letter and it says, "Congratulations, you've been chosen for the young Nazi guys that we picked 10 of, and we take them to South America," or whatever.
Right. He's going to help bring civilization to the
God.
wild people of South America. It's a
You know,
great honor.
Nazis are
He's
so fucking
thrilled.
gross. Yeah. He
Well,
gets
but
to go.
here's the
What?
thing, like in our world, that's like being chosen to go on, like, I guess, a religious mission
Yeah, for sure. To
or
be a
something like that.
missionary or something, it's still fucking gross here. Ew.
Totally.
No.
Like, oh, so you think this place you've never been to, they're living backwards, and the way you live is not backwards, and you're going to teach all these fucking idiots how to be real human beings? Cool.
Good luck.
Cool.
Uh,
Great outlook.
do you remember when that guy got killed because he's like, "I'm gonna go be a missionary to these savages, even though it's illegal to go in here, go onto this island unless you live there or part of this tribe." Do you remember that?
No, I don't know. I don't think I know about this case at all. What are you talking about?
Uh, it's like, I don't know. I want to say 5 years ago or so. This missionary, I don't know where the fuck this is, but there's some island. It is illegal to go there if you're not part of this tribe because people know that if you go to this island and you're an outsider, the tribe will kill you.
Hmm.
And also colonization fucked everybody, so whatever. And this missionary is like, "You know what? I get it, but the word of the Lord is more important. So I'm going to go try and save these savages." And immediately got like a few arrows to the chest, like right as he was pulling his boat up.
You hate to
Um,
see it, but you love to see it.
yeah. Whoops. Dumbass.
Oy, oy, oy.
Anyway, so he's reading this letter to mom and pop, and mom's like, "Absolutely not. You're not doing that." Because she
But
doesn't.
wait, actually, before he even reads the letter,
Yeah.
maybe one of my favorite things in this whole episode, Helen is trying to figure out how to juggle the three kids' schedules. And it's like,
Um,
wait, we've got the ballet recital that ends at exactly the same time that the wrestling match starts. And she says, how can I be in two places at once? Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. This is a fucking good show.
Man,
That was like, that gave me chills. I just fucking love that.
that's fucking great. So she's bitching about that. And Thomas is like,
Thomas is like, I'm
"Hey,
out of here. I'm going to Buenos
peace."
Aires. I'm going to Rio, baby. I'm going to Carnival.
And Helen's like, no, you're not." And John's like, "We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. That's fine. I'll talk about it."
Right. So
Eh,
Thomas is fucking pissed because like he won the lottery and lost it all in 30 seconds.
I mean, imagine.
Right?
Imagine
Oh,
the fucking trip of a lifetime where you get
like,
to ruin people's lives.
yeah, I could brag about it at school. I could impress this girl.
It would be amazing. But mom's being a real bitch.
Right? Like, he's a very well-behaved young man.
Of course, he's a Nazi.
It seems like this would be the moment to like have a tantrum.
I mean, he's just pouting because he doesn't have the balls to have a tantrum. He's just gonna be like, "Meh, poor me,"
Do you think it takes greater balls to have a tantrum?
in front of your Nazi dad. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. You're
Well,
right. There are real consequences when you live with a fucking mass murderer, probably.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you think that he
And
knows that his father is almost certainly a mass murderer? He
good
probably knows it
question.
and has pride in it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
it's
know
hot,
how much they discuss like the nuts and bolts of these things.
but I mean, his dad's got to be famous. His story has got to be around the country, if not
Well,
the
we
whole
still don't know
Reich.
it, and we've been watching the show for like a season and a half already.
But we don't live there, Josh.
We don't live there.
We didn't grow up there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's very possible that he could have been told the stories of his father's conquests and murders his whole life. But it's also very possible he didn't. I don't know.
All right. So later that day, Helen makes a fucking surprise visit to John at the office. She walks right in. She's like,
Hey.
Eric, how are you? How's your mom? And he's like,
Ah,
hi, Mrs. Helen.
thank you.
And so
Uh-huh.
John's like, all right, so cancel my meetings. And then he turns off like a half a
Everything.
dozen switches. There are microphones throughout the office, and he turns each of them off in turn.
That is
And then they can
terrifying.
finally have a candid conversation.
Yeah, she walks in and she's like, hey, John, I knew we talked about having to talk, but we didn't say when. So I'm here now. So let's do this. Okay. Like, she is terrifying. Everyone in that family is terrifying. And he's like, cool, 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 cool. Let's do this.
If
Because
I
if
were
I
John
don't,
Smith, I still would not trust that the all of the mics were turned off,
no, that
right?
was the first thing I thought. There's no way I would trust that I knew where all the mics were.
Totally. There got to be
Mm-mm.
more mics than I know about. There
Yes,
have to
for sure.
be.
You guys are Nazis.
You guys
Uh,
love taping things.
it's like your favorite. And so she's there and she's like, so he's not going. There's no fucking way Thomas is going to South America. No fucking way. I worry about him nonstop. If he were to leave the country, I will fucking kill myself. And he's like, okay, 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 okay. It's all part of the plan, baby.
Yeah,
It
he
is.
has masterfully orchestrated a plan that is fucking huge and ranging.
Yes, 100%. This plan is, oh my God. I'm impressed. I'm heartbroken for Helen. I can't imagine having to lie about that for the rest of my life. Uh, okay, so the plan is, Josh, I don't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
saw
yeah.
this episode.
Yeah. What's the plan
Okay,
exactly?
okay. We're gonna make it so it looks like he's going on this trip, but he's never gonna arrive because he's gonna get kidnapped first. And then he'll like live in luxury forever in South America. And everyone's gonna think he got killed or something, and we're gonna look for him forever. But we both know he's right there, safe and not being killed because he's disabled. Cool, awesome, great,
Wait,
let's go.
is he? I don't think that they said that he would live in luxury. I think that they
No, he
said that he
didn't.
would.
I just
So,
assumed that because they're Nazis. I don't
yeah,
know.
maybe.
I
But I
don't know.
mean, it's like they've got to cover their tracks adequately as well. So, like, the plan is for him to be kidnapped by Semites.
Oh
Semites is
God.
code for Jews.
Oh,
Apparently, Jews are now hiding out in the Andes. What will they get to next?
oh, those crazy guys. I'm not saying
I can make that joke because I'm a Nazi.
it.
Um,
Yeah, everyone knows that.
so Thomas will get kidnapped on his way to this expedition. Helen and John will go and search for him. He will personally lead the search and they will never give up publicly, but they will ultimately fail. They will never find him. And he will be able to live out his days he could live for decades instead of being exterminated.
Yeah, and he ends this whole like rundown of this plan with, do you have any questions? Because this is the last time we are ever going to talk about this. Yikes.
She's like, will I ever see Thomas again? He's like, maybe.
Meh.
maybe after, like, if it's
Mm,
safe to do so, but
mm.
possibly we will never see him again, is the reality.
To me, that sounded like, if the Nazis ever get overtaken by other people, yeah, we'll see him again. Otherwise, nah.
No, I don't know that that's the case, because, like,
That's
remember,
just
if they are leading, if they're spearheading the mission to go find him,
mhm.
they could be off anywhere doing anything as long as they're unobserved.
Sure. I'm just
And
saying
during that
that's how
time, they could actually see him for real.
right. I'm just saying that's how it felt. It felt like, don't get
Yeah.
your fucking hopes up.
Well, I think that's accurate. I think that's very accurate.
Thank you. I'm nothing if not accurate.
And Helen weeps because what else can she do?
I, I hate it so much for her. Yeah, she's a Nazi, but man, that fucking sucks.
So then
But
later
it's a
that
great
night,
plan.
yeah, it's a great plan.
Mm.
What a plan. I love it when a plan comes together.
That's right, Hannibal.
So, yeah. So that night, Thomas is agitating for a conversation, and his father puts
Whining.
him off, and Helen tells him that they are going to let him go. You're letting me go? Yes, we're
Ah,
letting you go.
why did you have to say it like that, Thomas? Yes, we are literally letting you go forever, Thomas. Bye.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. You're not going to have any Lebensborn sex swing parties in Berlin. You're going to be living
Uh,
out your days in South America, where things are very, very different.
you're not missing anything. No one's shitting in Germany anymore. And then we end with like,
Uh,
wait, yeah, not the last like real scene before the whatever it's called, is Tagomi getting out a box of memories.
yeah, he's got a little lockbox, and he
Mhm.
sees like a photo of himself as a young soldier. There's a war ribbon. There's like a broken cup with, I think, the name of the grandchild and the birth date. So he must have had
Uh,
like a tantrum about this half Japanese, half white grandchild.
ah,
Is what I'm surmising, but I don't know if that's
mhm.
right or not. And the name of the episode is Kintsugi,
Mhm.
and that is the process by which you take old ceramics that are broken and you repair them using gold, and it becomes this new thing.
Juliana references it earlier when she's like comforting Lucy
Right.
and she tells her about it and she's like, sometimes imperfection can be beautiful.
Right.
And I was like, bitch, you're talking to a Nazi, you fucking idiot. That's not true to them. But also,
These are different philosophies.
yeah, I had no idea what that mug said. I could not read it for the life of me.
Yeah, it
So
had what seemed to be the kid's name and birth date, and it was like October 1962.
got it.
And it's 1962, and there's a very small
Blah.
baby. Wow, Juliana, her figure bounced back immediately.
Good for her.
So now I'm starting to think that all of those Nazis back in Berlin, they could have been kicking out cheeseburgers left and right if they bounce back like that.
Yep. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. So there's several things that are like intercut. They're like basically we get every storyline intercut over a JFK like Cuban Missile Crisis speech, where he's
Right.
talking about the greatest danger would be to do nothing, and that the goal is both peace and freedom, not just one or the other. And so we've seen Tagomi, he's looking at this memorabilia. Joe Blake is back at his father's house and he sees what must be his grandfather's memorabilia from the Prussian Wars.
Damn, dude.
For real, because it's like dated like 1870,
Uh-huh.
1871.
I saw that date and I
Maybe
was like,
that's great grandfathers. I don't know.
I saw that date and I was like, damn, you're giving a baby a sword and then it died that year? Damn. Who else are we intercutting between? We got,
Fuck, man. I don't know. I'm lost. There's like a lot going on.
yeah, I mean, we're going between everyone over and over again. The Smiths are getting in bed. Like, we did a great thing today, sending our kid off to whatever, forever. We got Jules and George possibly drinking beer in a truck. I don't know what they were drinking. Back to Tagomi. Joe Blake puts on a fancy suit. Thomas is looking up South America on a map. And then Joe Blake pulls out a Nazi armband from the pocket and he's like, huh. The end.
Pretty much. Oh, but you know what?
Hmm.
When Juliana and George were in the truck at the end of the episode,
Mm-hmm.
she mentions how Trudy had said the last time she saw her that she'd found a way out. And George is like, wait, do you think that she knew that she was going to be killed? And Juliana's like, no, that's not what she meant by that at all. It was something else.
Which, holy fuck, dude, that's how you interpret that? Settle the fuck down.
Well, I mean, she's died.
Yeah,
You know,
I get that, but you
she has been killed.
right. But you're not gonna be like, hey, good news, I found a way out. I'm gonna die. So that's not, no, dude, chill out.
So we see all of these different possible portals for a way out. One of them is death. We see sex. We see psychoactive drugs. We see meditation.
We see travel.
We see actual travel.
Mm-hmm. These Nazis are crazy.
And there's the escapism of the films at the heart of the Man in the High Castle conspiracy itself.
Oh yeah. We
Because
got
to
this
see another world on film is to escape into a place that never existed, right?
for sure. We also got to see the wreckage of the burning barn that the man in the high castle was staying at.
Right. The Yakuza were first on the scene, and then Yoshida finds out that the Yakuza were there earlier because there's like a random farmer that spotted them.
I did not realize that was the Yakuza at first, and I was a little confused about what the situation
The
was.
head of the fucking Yakuza, not just
Mm.
not just like some foot soldiers.
Right. He's like, I rule over everything. I'm gonna go check out this burning building real quick. How
He takes his work seriously.
yeah, he's a good whatever. I don't did he know that the barn had been burnt down, or was he just going there to go chat with the man in the high castle, or what was that about? Question.
I'm pretty sure that Okamura, this is how I understand it. I'm
Uh-huh.
pretty sure that Okamura was there with Yakuza thugs to capture the man in the high castle, because the next scene in the show is John Smith in his office in New York
Mm-hmm.
getting the report that the Yakuza was there, but found the hideout burned to the ground and all the canisters burnt as well. And he's like, just make sure that our Yakuza that are they have a deal with the Yakuza. Make sure that the Yakuza are totally clear. We get that guy alive. That is the deal. We have to get him alive.
Got it.
So the Yakuza are working for the Nazis as much as they're doing anything. They're working for themselves, but like, you know, they've got an alliance.
Hurt people, Josh.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And everybody hurts sometimes.
Yeah. Oh my God, Josh, are we out of time?
Holy shit, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. That's our show for tonight. Wait, hold on. Let me do that again. Let me do that
Okay.
again. Let me do that again.
Yeah.
Guys, that is our show for tonight.